round 2 is technology, and I'm going first. So my fact for round 2 is that ornithopters are now a thing. So those of us who have ever read a steampunk-style book have probably encountered ornithopters before.
Nope.
You've never read a steampunk-style book?
Nope. I barely read books if I can help it, to be honest.
He barely reads.
Yeah.
The glasses are all just for show.
I thought you were going to say half full, but...
It's to make me look clever, isn't it?
Yeah. Those of us who have ever read a steampunk-style book have probably encountered ornithopters before. But if you haven't, then it's essentially classified as a vehicle that flies by flapping its wings. Having grown up with planes that have engines and fixed wings, this sounds quite strange to us. And I always imagined something with like a clockwork engine and hinged flapping wings that would never really fly, but now they actually exist. Until recently, people were only able to make model ornithopters, so basically the equivalent of like a paper aeroplane, but driven by something like an elastic band or a battery and thing. They're weird little flappy things that look almost exactly like a pigeon taking off. And they do fly, and you can make really interesting little ones just with bits of tin foil and rubber bands and things like that. So yeah, and these things are about somewhere in between like a pigeon and red kite kind of size, flappy round things.
Sort of seagull size.
Seagull size, actually, that's a perfect analogy.
I saw 2 red kites having a fight this evening. Mid-air.
They could have been shagging.
Could they?
It depends.
It looks quite aggressive.
Red kite, like male, I can't remember which one it is, but the males have like a little cut or white shaped feathers that make it look like they've got triangles cut out of their wings, and the females don't, or vice versa. But yeah, if you see one without and one with, they're probably actually having sex.
That seems like an inefficient way of having sex.
Equals
like
do it as well. Yeah, they spiral down together, interlocked. It's a very tense coitus.
Oh, saucy. I have to keep an eye out for this.
I know, it's good stuff though. But yeah, sometimes they're also fighting. So
I'm going to go home and Google red kite sex.
Shagging. red kite shagging.
Hot red kite sex.
Help!
The boys are getting frisky.
What's it?
I have no wife. I can't deal with this.
Kinky is using a feather, fetish is using the whole chicken.
Anyway, ornithopters.
Right, so some people in Ontario in Canada have now actually made a full-sized plane-like ornithopter that a guy can sit in and fly in. And it needs a car or a van or something to give it a bit of a tow, much like you normally would get a glider off the ground by towing it with a plane. But they use a car, and it gets up, it raises off the ground, and then the guy starts pedalling because it's a pedal powered one, and it starts flapping its wings, and it looks fucking weird because it's basically it's a little pod on a kind of a stem with a big wingspan across. It's a 32-meter wingspan, but it's all very lightweight, made of carbon fibre or something along those lines. And if you stick your arms out and then flap your wrists really, really fast, like I'm doing now, that's essentially what it looks like. It is basically, the middle of the wings don't move very much, but the outside have kind of got some like flexy carbon stuff in them, and they flap quite fast, and it keeps it off, and it keeps it in the air, as opposed to just gliding. So it maintains height, and it can go up and down and things like that.
Sounds exhausting, having to pedal that. Ugh.
Yeah, it's certainly. But the thing about it is, it's called the Snowbird, and it weighs just 43 kilograms, which is only slightly more than your average German Shepherd, or exactly the same as Lady Gaga.
Did you weigh her this morning?
No. Well, see, I googled what weighs 43 kilograms, and the search that came back was the question, what weighs 43 kilograms around the house? And the answer was a small woman or a large television.
So by that you've decided Lady Gaga?
No, but then I googled other things that weighed 43. So I weighed famous people who...
You weighed famous?
No, there are websites dedicated to the weight of famous people. Anyway, yeah, that's my fact. So Lady Gaga can now be flown as an ornithopter, is my fact.
Outstanding news.
Wonderful.
And Jason, you're up next.
How on earth do I follow that? I have nothing to do with Lady Gaga at all. But I found out something fascinating this week. American Airlines have switched from paper manuals for their planes to iPads. So a manual for a plane, and the fascinating bit comes soon. This is going to save them at least $1.2 million per year in fuel alone. So the manuals tend to weigh around 15 to 16 kilos, which is approximately 1/3 of a Lady Gaga.
Yeah. God, that sounds like a euphemism.
And removing these kit bags, as they're called, from American Airlines planes is going to save them 400,000 gallons of fuel per year. $1.2 million of fuel.
See, I thought kickbacks were the things they put under the wheels to stop it from moving. Because they used to kick them back. Is that not a thing?
Kit bags.
Oh, kit bag. I thought you said kickbacks.
No, apologies.
Oh, no.
Kit bags.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So is it the weight of not having to lift them?
Exactly, yeah.
Are they not going to fill it just with more crap instead?
Probably put more people on board.
So they're not really going to save any money. They're just going to
but
get some
you can
different
charge
stuff.
more money.
All right.
No, I'm not having a go at your fact.
I don't run American Airlines.
No, your fact is grand. I'm just saying they're not really... They're going to do something stupid like...
But then they're going to have the same number of people eating the same amount of food, same amount of crew, same amount of baggage. So if they can eliminate 1/3 of a Lady Gaga per plane.
Interesting.
Or just carry more people with wooden legs and such like. So I imagine a wooden leg would weigh less than a proper leg. Proper leg, probably rude, isn't it?
Yeah.
A biological leg. I also, when researching this, saw that, I think it might have been American Airlines again, they're keen on this sort of thing, eliminated one olive from their first class meal salad thing. They eliminated one olive from their first class salad, and that saved them something like $16,000 a year. Not in weight, well, I imagine a tiny amount in weight terms, but in
Complaints about their food.
price of filthy olives, which
Price-
are revolting.
Given the amount they make, I think that's probably a drop in the ocean. But
Probably.
you
But every
kind of
little
wonder...
helps. Wrong supermarket.
Is it?
Tesco's. Tesco's Every Little Helps. Your song was from Asda.
Yes, it was. I was thinking. Sorry, I thought it was that.
Don't
Yeah,
like-
you're right,
I don't
Tesco.
like to pick holes.
I don't have TV or watch adverts. But
Have you
yeah,
seen-
I remember this from my childhood.
I think we're learning from this evening that you should probably get a TV.
Why?
Quite urgently.
No, why?
Because you know nothing.
But there's
You're
nothing...
Jon Snow.
I don't see these as... I don't see Tesco's advert slogans as being something worth knowing.
Well, it would have helped you out just there, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because I recognised it as a supermarket. It's one of those three. You know, the big three, so...
Controversial.
How is that controversial?
Because that's been recently redone.
Oh, okay. To what?
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this as well.
Who are the big three now, then?
No, wait, save it for the supermarket round.
See, Supermarket Sweep. I remember that. Had a TV at that point.
Oh, I loved Supermarket
was great.
Sweep. How much did you want to go on Supermarket Sweep?
I really wanted to go on Supermarket
Yeah.
Sweep.
It's now 4.
The big four.
Morrison's?
Thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but
So-
presumably there are still three of them at the top. Like, the fourth one is just, it's now big enough to be considered among those big boys, if you see what I mean.
It depends on where you're ranking them because they're all interchangeable about how you're trying to do the statistics and therefore it has to be ranked as a 4.
Okay,
That's why it's included on sites like CompareMySupermarket.com.
fair enough.
You have a lot of time on your hands, don't you?
And a TV.
And a TV. It's not the dark ages in your house, is it?
Well, no, I'm sorry, I have the internet. I just don't watch the adverts because I can tell myself what to buy.
But how would you know to buy it if you didn't know it existed?
Well, presumably if I didn't know it existed and I haven't worked out that I've got a need for it, then I don't need it. I don't need to be told I have a need for something I don't have a need for.
But what if you don't know that you have a need because you didn't know it existed? Or that it could be filled by such
Then
a
I
thing?
don't actually have a need for it.
But you might have a need.
I don't.
You might have a want for it. Think, oh my god, that's going to change my life.
I mean, you could be boiling water on your stove with a saucepan and not know that there's kettles until you see the advert for kettles.
It's a very valid point.
And
I've
therefore-
never seen an advert for a kettle.
That's because you don't have a TV.
You're kind of missing the point, aren't you?
No, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, the essential things that you need, you've either grown up with or whatever. I guess, yeah, I get that there are things that change and various things, but when was the last time you saw... I can't remember seeing an advert for like an iPod or something like that, which would be a want thing. I've just heard about it, I've seen lots of people using them.
That's because you don't have a TV, sweetie.
No, but I'm just saying I didn't see them when I did have a TV, so... And that was when they were actually, you know...
When did you last watch TV? Was it like 1938?
A couple of years ago.
And was it terrestrial or cable or?
I've watched terrestrial, cable, Sky. I've seen lots of different TV channels and all this. Used to have Freeview, used to have Sky Digital. Seen it all. Not seen an iPod advert. So I'm fairly sure I didn't have a need for that, and I didn't need to know I had a need for that, but I saw them around, decided I didn't want it. So that's my point. I can be aware of things without other people trying to advertise them and shove them down my throat.
How do you feel about this marketing?
Working in market research, I think marketing's fabulous.
I think it does have an excellent effect on things. It can do.
Oh, it's the psychology behind marketing is fascinating.
It really is.
And the number of people we have, this might need to be cut because it's quite dull, but the number of people we have writing in when you've asked them what adverts have you seen about whatever, who say, marketing has no impact on me, and then you look through the rest of the answers to their questionnaire and you go, oh yes it does, I can see by that, you know exactly what you're talking about, even if you protest to the contrary.
Yeah.
We should probably crack on because I need to get home at some point.
Yeah,
sounds good. Right, so Laura, your fact for this round is...
We're still in technology, aren't we?
Yeah.
My fact is about Mercury and the effect it has on flight technology itself. Mercury is the kryptonite for airplanes, basically, seeing as much of the plane's fuselage is made of lightweight aluminium. One of the most damaging possible materials that can come in contact with this is mercury, found in old-fashioned thermometers, like the ones you would shake and things like that.
No one shakes these thermometers. This is your thing.
They definitely do shake those thermometers.
I still debate this
my
very
mum
highly.
shakes thermometers, shook thermometers.
I've never seen anyone shake a thermometer.
You've never seen my mum with a thermometer, have you?
You've never seen adverts.
Probably for the best, really.
No, I've seen a fair number of
If you've seen
people.
my mum wielding a thermometer, you need to run.
God,
Love you, mum.
Anyway, continue. So yes, mercury, like it's
Found in old-fashioned thermometers.
Oh, you mean the
shake.
ones you shake?
Yeah, like the ones you shake. Yeah.
No one shakes them.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to keep doing this until we cut it out. So, where do you find this mercury, Laura?
In old-fashioned thermometers.
Like the ones you shake?
I'm going to cut this. Right, moving on.
It's referenced in the first episode we do.
No,
it's part of my fact.
It's gone.
I'm going to hurt you.
We'll keep reading your fact then.
One of the most damaging possible materials that can come in contact with aluminium is mercury, found in old-fashioned thermometers, among other things. Planes where mercury have been found are often quarantined and checked for damage. This is why it might be more dangerous to take a thermometer with you than, say, a pen or a razor. Sorry, I meant scissors or a razor.
I was going to say a pen.
Pen is mightier than the shape of a thermometer.
Yeah. Which you need to shake so that you can break the seal of mercury to be able to read the temperature on said old-fashioned thermometers.
I see. Sure.
Not
So is it
necessarily-
on like the list of
he's
contraband
patronising us.
stuff? Like, is it on the list of things you can't take on a plane?
Oh, massively.
Because like I said, been on a plane once, so I've seen this list one time, and I didn't particularly look out for
Scissors,
thermometers.
explosives, a gallon of mercury, it's all on the list.
Yeah.
Specifically a gallon.
Gallon. Anything below that.
No, it literally a couple of drops, even that, and the whole thing's going to start disintegrating into itself in pretty purple flames. Blue flames.
Is that? Have you seen like a
it's been a
video
while.
of it?
Sorry. And basically crumble away. So
And everybody dies.
Okay.
horribly,
Quite sad.
horribly.
Fireballs.
Or they land on an island in the middle of nowhere and make 7 pointless series about it.
And then everyone wakes up and it was all a dream. And they were
Yeah,
dead.
I remember I saw the
Spoiler
first
alert.
episode of that, and it was Limbo or something, and I was like, in the first episode, I thought, yeah, it's going to be Limbo. 7 years later, didn't bother watching. Turns out I was right.
I started watching it and it was actually really interesting. It was quite an interesting sort of human interest story. And then suddenly there was a polar bear and a big black plume of smoke and a pirate ship, and I thought, bollocks to this. It's getting ridiculous. I'll go watch Star Trek instead.
That was the first episode, though, wasn't it? Polar bear showed up in the first episode.
No, he shows up in the first season, but not the first episode.
Cool. All right. So roundup of round 2. Are we going with my Ornithopter, Jason's paperless pilots, or Laura's mercurial plane?
Mercury plane of death, please.
Yeah, I'm Mercury plane of death as well, I think. So Laura, just out of interest, who are you voting for? Seeing as it makes no difference.
Well, only because I think Ornithopters might be a made-up word. I'm going to go with manuals.
Yes.
Fair enough. So Laura is the winner of round 2.
Yay.
Yay!